Okay, now I want you to write 32. Write 32 on your dry erase board. Let's identify the rounding digit and let's identify the boss. The rounding digit, since it's to the nearest 10, is what?
3.
The 3. Underline your 3 because you're identifying that as the rounding digit. Which one is the boss?
2.
The 2, you're going to circle it because that boss is going to tell that rounding digit what to do. Your boss's rule, according to your boss's rule, if that boss that is circled is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to tell that rounding digit to stay the same. But if that boss is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, it's going to tell that rounding digit to what? Go up. All right? Our boss in this number is 32, is 2. So it's going to tell that rounding digit to do what? Thank you. It's going to stay the same as a 3. What does that 2 become? It becomes a 0. The boss becomes a hero and turns to 0. Okay? Let's go to another number. Let's do 89. Write 89 on your dry erase board, please. Identify the rounding digit. Which one is the rounding digit? Rounding to a nearest 10?
The 8.
Great, the 8. And what is the boss?
The 9.
Good job. The 9 is going to tell that 8 what to do. Look at your boss's rule. Our boss is a 9. So it's going to tell that 8 to stay the same or go up?
Go up.
Perfect. That 8 becomes a 9. And that 0 becomes a hero and turns to 0. Oops, that's a horrible 0. Okay, so 90. Good job. Let's go a little bit harder. You ready? Okay. Let's do 124. 124. Can we still round to the nearest 10? Yes, because we still have the 10s in your number, or in this number. Okay, remember? Hundreds, 10s, and 1s. So, with that said, what is your rounding digit? The 2. Underline it. What's your boss? The 4. Always go to the right. Yes, the 4. It might not necessarily always be in the 1s place because when you round to the hundreds, it's going to be a whole different boss. Because your rounding digit when you go to the hundreds will be in your hundreds place, and your boss will be in the 10s place. But we'll get to that tomorrow. So for right now, your 2 is the rounding digit. Your 4 is the boss. Looking at your boss's rule. If you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it stays the same. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it's going to go up. What is that boss going to tell that 2 to do? Yes, boys and girls, it is. It is going to stay the same as a 2. What is that 4 going to become? A 0. But what about the 1 in the hundreds place? It's going to go right with the rest of the number. So 124 rounded to the nearest 10 is 120. Let's look at the next one. You ready? Okay, we're going to do 698. Write 698. What is your rounding digit?
9.
The 9. What is your boss?
8.
Perfect. The 8 is going to tell that 9 to do what? Go up to a what?
0.
No. A 10. So that 0 is kind of like when you're regrouping. The 0 is going to stay in the 10s place, but that 1 is going to go to the hundreds. And so you got 6 and 1. What's it going to move that hundreds? That hundreds place to? 7. And that 8 becomes a 0. Awesome job. One more. 99. 99. What's your rounding digit?
9.
The 9 in the tens place, yes. What about the 9 in the ones place? It's your boss. And that 9 is going, according to your rule, is going to tell that 9 to do what? Go up to a what? So the 0 comes here, the 1 comes to the hundreds, and the 9 becomes a? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Are we ready to do some on our own?